Okay, so you can feel other people's energy. Let's start with telling you, no, you're not crazy. I really needed someone to tell me that. And I found different TikToks and shout out to Rebecca, Jaden, everyone, who made me understand, no, you're not nuts. You're not crazy. This journey has made me feel like I was losing it. But what I realized was I'm just different. I am different in very unique ways that I did not expect to be this woman. I really did not, but I'm kind of happy I am because I can help you understand what's happening to you. So, if you feel other people's energy, right? There's a couple of things that I need you to understand. The first thing, like I said, you're not crazy. You're not making it up. Um, you could do little tests here and there to make sure that you're not projecting it from your own conscious mind or subconscious mind or anything like that. So there's certain like tests that I did for myself that was just like, when like one of those would be like when you feel that, what are you doing? Are did you say to yourself, this is what I want to feel? Not even like 99.9% of the time, that's not how it happens. It happens where it's just like, why do I feel so sad? Like, why am I feeling so sad? I have nothing right now in my life to feel sad about. Everything's coming up roses. Why am I feeling sad? You muscle test. Remember, I taught you how to muscle test. These things that I'm teaching you, you have to know how to muscle test. Because if you know how to muscle test, you can clarify to make sure that, A, this aligns with what my subconscious is believing, what my spirits are telling me. But you have to muscle test because when you feel someone's energy, you muscle or I muscle test to see who it is, to see whose energy I'm feeling, to understand what energy I'm feeling. So I would muscle test to be like, hey, is this so and so? And they're like, yeah. Or it goes, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. And then I know that it's not my shit. You understand? That's like the only way I can explain it because the more you study and maneuver through this, the more you're going to feel people's energy, the more you're going to be a practitioner of moving stuff around or clearing stuff. The more you study that and develop that muscle, the more things are going to fly at you. I was at a retirement party. Shout out to Eva, my bestie. Um, I was at her retirement party yesterday. I was the MC. I was the MC. I was so excited. I was excited and scared at the same time. So I was the MC for her event. So everyone was looking at me when I was giving the toast, when I was calling people to the stage, when I was giving my speech for her. So all that energy codes were coming towards me, right? So when I went home, I had to clear that all that stuff that I felt from the party. And there are times that I wake up and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? There's really no reason for me to feel like this. Now, my first instinct is to go, does this belong to me? That's the first, the second. That's the second thing I need you to ask yourself. Does this belong to me? Is this what's happening to me right now? What is happening right now? Because you have to stay present. Because if you feel the energy and drift off towards the energy instead of clarifying it before you drift towards it, it's not going to go well. I know that from experience. I've been doing this for about 8 years now, I believe. So what happens is, say for instance, today I woke up and I was very anxious and very nervous. And I'm like, I work from home today. I work from home today. don't really have any meetings or anything. So I don't understand why there's no reason for me to feel anxious or nervous or scared because the party was yesterday. I emceed yesterday. So me being scared would have made sense yesterday morning. So this morning, me waking up and I'm like, why am I scared? So the first thing I do is I muscle test and I ask, does this belong to me? No, it does not belong to me. Am I picking it up from someone else? Yes, I'm picking it up from someone else. What I need you to understand also, the closer you are energetically to someone, the more you're going to pick up their shit. If you are energetically connected to someone, right? Everything, well, maybe not everything that God, a lot of their heavy energy or heavy emotions or feelings, or if they're thinking about you or if they're talking about you, it's going to intertwine and connect with your energy. And what happens is you feel it. You literally feel it. You feel what is going on. You may not be able to like read it and be like, okay, this is this and this. That might not happen, but you can feel that, oh shoot, like, is this coming from me? And they're like, no. And then I muscle test and I ask, is it coming from this person? Is it coming from that person? Is another thing I muscle test, and this is the next thing. Do I need to do anything? Does that make sense? This is vital. This part I need you to focus on. Just because you feel someone's energy, especially if they're scared, worried, or concerned, that is not your license to do anything. You have to muscle test and get with your team and be like, hey, do I need to do anything? And this is especially for my healers out there, because I was quick to run into battle for people because I felt it and I didn't like feeling it. I didn't like feeling it. So it's like, I was like, okay, I need to clear it. And what happens is when you clear something that the spirit doesn't need cleared right now, it causes a blowback. It causes a blowback on you. It causes a blowback on that person. Because what I've learned is a lot of times people are feeling certain things because the spirit is using that for them to grow. So if you keep clearing stuff that the spirit is using for them to grow, you're interfering with stuff. And one thing I learned over this past year, do not interfere with karma or when the spirit is trying to do something. Because what happens is the spirit goes, I told you to stop doing that. And all of a sudden your back goes out. All of a sudden your body starts hurting. It's happened to me. So I'm not telling you anything that I read in a book. I'm not telling you anything that I saw on a TikTok. I'm telling you stuff that actually happened to me. I would interfere with stuff, not knowing that I was interfering. I thought, oh my God, I'm an energy practitioner. Yay. I'm going to take care of people and help people and do stuff. Yeah, no, there's levels to it. There's procedures, there's protocols. It's like a military op. You understand? People waking up and people connecting and people getting together, all this other stuff is called divine timing. Everything is timing. So the fact that you interfere with the timing, the whole spirits are like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? Stop doing that. And they're going to do what they need to do to stop you from doing what you're doing. Trust me. You don't have to believe me. You can find out for yourself. Fuck around, find out. I did. And my back was like messed up for almost a year. And it's like, it's not old age. It's not stress. It's you interfering in something that you're not supposed to be interfering with. So just because you feel someone's energy and you feel that they're in duress or unease or they're nervous or they're scared, that is not for you to interfere. Unless when you muscle test and you ask the spirit, remember, you muscle test and you ask the spirit, hey, are you sending this to me? Or am I feeling this because you want me to do something for this person? They'll say yes or no. It's not going to be like, oh, we don't know. They're very precise. They're very precise and they're very calculated with what they tell you to do. If they're like, no, just hold space. I didn't realize how important it is. I feel like it's more important to be able to hold space for people and their energy instead of rushing out to go fix it. Because you rushing out to go fix it doesn't help the person all the time. It doesn't. What it does is it makes them not learn a lesson. And then you're stuck with whatever the spirit is like. I told you not to do that. You're stuck with whatever and you're dealing with whatever, and they're still floating around because you removed the karma or you removed what the spirit was trying to do to make them wake up. Does that make sense? I know this. The funny thing is, if this video is for you, you're sitting there going, oh, is that what that is? Because I know when I watch TikTok, I know I love my algorithm. When I watch TikTok or I watch YouTube or I watch whoever and they're talking about this stuff, I'm not sitting there going, what are you talking about? If you're doing that, you're not ready. You're not ready to be watching me. I'm not here for you to be famous. I'm not here to do whatever. I'm here to do a job. My job is to teach you how to do this so that when it's time for you to do it, you know how to do it and you can do it without any issues. That's what I'm here for. If I get 200 views, oh shoot, that's 200 people that actually got the lesson and the download that they're supposed to get. So if you're like, I don't understand what she's talking about, just put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket, save it in your favorites, and just leave it to the side. It might not be for you right now. But you who's like, oh shoot, who's sitting here listening to me and going, okay, is that what that is? Yeah, this video is for you. Got it? Anyway, back to what I was saying. So just because you can feel their energy does not mean that you need to do anything about it. Sometimes you just feel it, hold space for them, make them understand that you care about them, and that's it. And you're going to be like, how do I do that if it's just energy? You literally say out loud, okay, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Everything is great. You know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And you leave it. You leave it. You let the spirit do what it does. Does that make sense? Once again, what I'm talking about is if you feel someone's energy, right? And you feel that that energy is like not chaotic, but like they're anxious, they're stressed, you know, especially if they're an influencer, a speaker, you know, a coach, or someone who adds value to other people, they're constantly under attack. Us healers, we're constantly under attack. So you're constantly going to feel, if you're really connected, like entangled with someone, you're going to feel when they're not okay. But it's not always your job to run out and clear it. It's not always your job to run out and call them and be like, hey, are you okay? You know, it's not. Trust me, I've built that muscle a little bit better than I did last year. Last year it was the training ground. Now it's more along the lines of, do I do anything? And the spirit's like, do not do anything. And then I'm like, okay. And then I hear a person in the back, okay, so, but what happens when you keep feeling it? You know, you don't want me to do anything, and I'm not supposed to do anything, but I feel it. So what am I supposed to do? You are supposed to hold space and just be like, this is not my thing to fix. The funny thing is, for healers and for people who help others, who are called to help others and chosen to help others, not doing anything is one of the hardest things for us to not do. I never thought waiting or just sitting and not doing anything was going to be so difficult. It was extremely difficult for me because I'm a doer. I'm a fixer, I'm a healer, but I am no longer any of those titles. You have to graduate and remove those titles. And it's going to take time, especially if you're just starting out with this. Be easy on yourself. Do you understand? Because you're learning how to do this. You're called, you're chosen. Oh my God. But you're still learning how to do this. You're practicing. I need you to understand you are practicing. You are practicing muscle testing. You are practicing energy clearing. You are practicing how to counsel. Even if you've done it for years, you are still practicing it. So you're going to have times where you didn't quite do it the way it should have been done. There are going to be times where you're going to be like, oh my God, I think I overstepped. Overstepping can cause pain. That's something I learned. Overstepping in a situation where you're not supposed to step into can cause pain in your body. That's how you know you overstepped. And I say this a lot. The one thing last year that made this feel and made me understand how real this is was the pain. There was, because I wouldn't put myself in that pain. Because I remember in the beginning of this video, I was like, you may feel that you're making it up. Yeah, the pain that you're going to feel, I'm sorry to tell you, you would never do that to yourself. You would never put yourself in the amount of pain that you are, whether it's energetically, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally. You wouldn't put yourself in that situation. You wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to make my back go out and I can't stand up straight. No, that's not what you're going to do. That happened to me because I stepped in front of karma. I stepped in front of someone's karma, and I wanted to be the good person, and I wanted to be the healer and all that other stuff. And I realized stepping in front of karma, you get knocked down too. So that's what I learned. And that's what made me start to understand, this is happening. This is happening. This is definitely happening. So those aches and pains, I need you to muscle test to find out if there's something that needs to be cleared. Is it something that you're picking up from someone else? Or if it's, or if it is something that's actually physically wrong with you, and like I say all the time, this is not medical advice. I am not telling you what to do. I am telling you what I did. This is not me telling you not to go to the doctor, not to take medicine, not any of those things. That is not what this is. So please do not be like, oh, the pretty Panamanian lady told me. Nope, absolutely not. I told you what I did. I told you what happened in my circle and in my bubble. You understand? And if what happened in my circle and my bubble can help you, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I love to help. So I'm here to help. But back to what I was saying. So yeah, first, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You can feel energy. You can feel, if you're seeing my face, yeah, you can feel other people's energy, and it's usually the people that you are connected to energetically that you can feel the most of. You understand? And it's like day in and day out. I'm going to do a video on assignments on assignments. Probably that you're probably going to see the same shirt. I'm going to do a video on assignments because what I also learned last year is everyone's energy that you feel is not your assignment. But I'm not going to get into that because I don't like my videos too long. So I want to recap one more time. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're not making this up. This is happening. It's happening. You are feeling other people's energy and you're feeling other people's emotions. It's not a vibe. Every time I try to explain to people, I'm like, oh, you're talking about a vibe. No, you can feel a vibe. I feel something completely different. I can feel people's intentions. It's completely different. It's not a vibe because you'd be like, no, it's not quite that. Then this video is for you. So you're not crazy. You can feel energy. You can feel that person. Yes. You have to make sure that it's not you. It's not you. And you muscle test to find out that energy, that pain or whatever that you're feeling. you have to muscle test to see if it's coming from you and it needs to be dealt with from you. Now, if they're like, no, it's not coming from you, ask them who it's coming from. Whatever names pop up in your head, those are the people you muscle test for. I'm also going to do another video on how to talk to spirit and how to ask the right questions, but I digress. But yeah, so you ask who it is, what it is. Then this is vital. You ask them, do you want me to do anything about this? And if they say no, you go to the next phase where it's just like, this is not my energy. This is not for me to do anything with. I send them love, because think about it. If you can feel them, they can feel you. So what you do is, if you feel that your friend is scared, right? You know your friend has an event coming up and you know your friend is scared, right? And you feel that feeling of scaredness, because you're going to feel it right in your heart center. And you feel that feeling of scaredness. Your spirits are like, no, we do not need you to do anything about it. Do not clear it. Do not do anything. What you do is, you can put your hand on your heart if you want to. I don't have to, but you can if you want to. And you just send like sonar, just love. Send them love. Because I know for me, when I'm nervous or I'm going through something, when I just feel that the person I'm connected to send me love, I can feel it. I can feel when they're like, it's going to be okay. Just breathe. Because when you're freaked out, your mind is going in a whole bunch of different directions. So having someone else's energy tell you it's going to be okay, calm down, just relax, and then go do something else. You understand? You just send that to them. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And then you move on with your day, because you can't sit there. If you sit there and you keep sending them energy, your energy is going to get tangled with theirs, and they're going to start tripping over themselves. So it's like, you can send it, but go about your day. Don't sit there and be like, oh my God, because then your worry is going to add to them and is going to make the shit even worse. So don't do that. Send love. Picture yourself, like in your mind's eye, picture yourself standing in front of that person standing in front of you, and you put your hand on, I don't like putting my palm out, but you put your hand, on them and on their chest, on their heart center, and you just send a message of love. And then you leave it. Let the spirit do what it does. They are going to be okay, because they are on their own journey. Do you understand? You are just a friend. You are just a co-pilot. You are just the person that they're connected to. You understand? You are not living their journey for them. Does that make sense? So that is what I need you guys to understand. Do not step in front of karma. If your spirit team tells you to stand down, you need to stand down. All right. I love you guys. I know this helped. I'm going to make more videos about this. I'm pretty sure that this is the direction we're going to be going in very shortly, if not now. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed. Deuces. And I'm